Welcome back to another video. So in this video we are going to solve another Leetcode medium problem, and this is part of our DSA revision series. And I'll paste the playlist link in the video description so that you can check out other videos as well. So without wasting further time, let me quickly jump into the today's problem, and which is this code schedule. So let's see what this problem says. So there are total n there are total of num course you have to take labeled from 0 to num courses minus 1. You are given an array of prerequisites where prerequisites of I is equals to a and b indicates that you must take course b first if you want to take course ai. So for example, if the pair is like 0 and 1, it indicates that to take course 0 you first have to take course 1. Return true if you can finish all the courses, otherwise return false. Okay, so for this problem we can imagine prerequisites like an edge from a to b, and uh, if we want or b to a, correct. If we want to achieve a, then we must come through b, something like that. So what we can do is so first thing, uh, let me initialize a uh, l or n equals to prerequisites dot length, or I'll just call it pre for short. Pre dot length. Okay, so if there is no prerequisite, if n is 0 or num courses dot length is 0, then we can return true simply, because there is no prerequisite, all can be achieved. Okay, in next case what we can do is we will have a uh, counter array which will be of length new int this n or num courses basically for each. So this will store uh, the required for each course. Okay, now let's compute this counter thing. For int I in I equals to 0, I is less than this length. Let me minimize this. And semicolon I plus plus. So counter dot pre of I of 0 plus plus, correct. Yeah, and what we can do is we can initialize a q of type integer, q new linked list. So in this queue we can add all the element where counter is equals to 0, there is no prerequisite, correct. So we can start these courses without any prerequisite, so they will be added to the queue. So to check that, I'll again loop through it, or can I do in the same iteration? No. So for int I equals to 0, I is less than num courses semicolon I plus plus, if counter dot I is equals to 0, then q dot add I. Okay, now I can start simple BFS for all i's, which is like while q is empty, q is not empty, I'll have current as q dot remove. Okay, so I have this current element. Now I can check this current is kind of satisfied. So I can check in what all cases current is the prerequisite. So I'll iterate again in I equals to 0, I is less than, and semicolon I plus plus. I'll check if current is equals to pre dot I dot 1. If it is prerequisite, then I can set this counter pre of I of 0 minus minus. Okay, so I have reduced this, and I can check the same thing if it becomes 0. If counter dot pre of I, if this becomes 0, then it is eligible for uh, basically adding to the q dot add. Yeah, and I can keep track of count as well, and count equals to 0. Whenever we are removing something from it, we can increase the count, and at last I can compare the count with num courses. If count is equal to num courses, then we have achieved all the courses. Num courses dot length. Wow. Yeah, so let me try to submit it. Yeah, so this worked. So basically, if I have to quickly summarize this problem, so what we have done initially is we have checked if prerequisite is 0 or num courses is 0. In that case, we can return simply true because there is nothing to do. In next case, we have gathered the prerequisites for each num course. So it is checking if there is mm, for each prerequisite, it is kind of increasing the counter for the first element. For example, if 0 1 is the pair, then it will increase 1 at 0th index, something like that. Then we are checking if what all counters have zeros, like what all courses which have no prerequisite. So we can start with those. So we have added all those to the queue. So our queue will start popping out those element one by one and mark them as counted. And for each popped element, it will check for what all cases it is prerequisite, and it will decrease the counter for those. Similarly, if counter is raised to 0, then that element will become eligible for the queuing process. And at last time comparing, if count is equal to num courses, then we are good. So that was it. We have done code schedule in this video. So I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.